sticky note. Got my cat off screen staring at me. Here we go. So, tight 30 is a technique where you start with a tight, memorized first 30 seconds that you really know, where you start like with a lot of energy and a lot of life. And then you know the middle, and then you know the end. And that's the basic technique. And the reason why it's a tight 30, and the reason why you do it, is to help avoid rambling and to establish life. And it sounds like a really simple technique. And the reason to use it is so you don't get overwhelmed in storytelling. Because storytelling can feel really overwhelming. Imagine with a tight 30, the viewer deciding after 30 seconds whether or not they're going to keep watching. So make that first 30 seconds really relatable, really interesting, and clear what the story is going to be about, because that keeps you from rambling. You'll really get to the heart of the story. And one of the problems in storytelling and in writing in general is a lot of us write our way in because we're trying to find the story. The tight 30, you get to the heart of the story right away. You get to the point or the message. The middle of the story is where you are reinforcing what you've established with details, and details that are relevant. You want to cut anything out that doesn't reinforce that main story. And I had talked about last time about sensory details. You don't have to necessarily have all of 5 of the sensory details, just anything that supports that main point. Have it so detailed that we're there with you. That's what makes the story interesting. That's what keeps us there. Then at the end, you have 1 or 2 points that tell us what you wanted us to know about the story, that really drive it home. And it could be like a logical narrative point where you wrap up the story and then make clear a theme if you want to. Now, themes don't have to be clearly stated. They can just be inferred. Like, they can just be obvious, if that makes sense. You don't have to come right out and tell us the moral of the story is. Or you can. If you asked us a question at the beginning, like a rhetorical question, answer it at the end. That's a full circle ending. You're going to notice I have this typed out for you in a framework as well. You're going to notice it's going to be unlike other speech types we've done, where there's not a lot of real specifics for how you have to frame it, because just like every person is different, every story is different. You get to tell it uniquely how you like. And just like we talked about last time, it doesn't have to be one narrative. It can be pieces that fit a type of story. Like if you have a basic theme of why dogs are great, it can be little stories about times dogs were impactful to you. So that's a tight 30. You start with a 30 seconds. First 30 seconds you have memorized. You don't need to look at your sticky note or down at your notes at all. You know it. You have it by heart. It's tight and it's memorable. It draws the viewer in. Then you know the middle to avoid rambling, and you know the clear end. You know how you're going to end the story. You're not just winging it. Strong, tight, memorized beginning, middle, and end. That's the strong 30. And you're going to do one this week.